Well, if you're new to Prime or you're thinking about coming to Prime, you actually should. It is a great company. Now I'll tell you the reason why I left. Coming up on Riding with Kev. Welcome to Riding with Kev. To the new subscribers, welcome. To the usual suspects, welcome back. So, I debated even making this video, but I figured, you know what? Like a Band-Aid, just rip it off and get it over with, right? So, I hate social media. I really do. I make YouTube videos to track my progress. It started off as something simple, and it's grown however little to what it is today. But it's so hard on social media, YouTube, because all you see are snippets. You see 8 to 10 minutes of my life that I let you see. You don't see 24 hours a day. You don't see 43 and a half years of life experiences. You don't see every conversation. You get the snippet that I, on one take, put out to you. And so it can make not a lot of sense. So in the last video, I said Prime messed up all our plans. What do we do now? That video was over a month in the making. I found out that I couldn't lease this truck, lease the truck I was in, 601, 606, back at the end of last year. I found out that they weren't doing lease purchase shortly after the first of the year, and I put the video out less than a week ago. I constantly have things in motion. I constantly have things working, but all you see is a 10-minute video where I say Prime messed up my plans, and I get a ton of input. And I love you guys for the input. And I appreciate the input that you put out there. But I can't live my life based on YouTube comments. And nor should anybody else. Nor should you live your life based on YouTube videos that you see. You have to determine what's best for you. But what was best for me was not to wait. I know how short life is. But I kept seeing comments about the grass isn't always greener, and if you love it somewhere, why would you leave, and ride it out, and that's great, but that doesn't fit my scenario. I am so thankful to Prime. I enjoyed Prime, and you know what? I left Prime better than I found it, in my opinion. Was never late for an appointment, never late for a delivery, didn't call cussing people out. And when I did reject loads, I gave reasons. I just didn't say, hell no, I ain't doing that. I tried to be professional. And I think Prime, again, when I turned my truck in on Sunday to Prime, I was clean, it was empty, there was more fuel than when I got it, more DEF than when I got it, and I turned it in 50 feet from the Success Leasing door. Told them where the keys were. It was Sunday, they weren't open. But I had to move on. And so that's what I have done. It's time. I don't live my life in fear. I don't live my life in regret. I saw a comment about that. You know, I left TMC after 13 months. To this day, I still refer people to TMC. I still give them recommendations. I still tell people what I know and what I know from people that I still talk to. I have never once looked back and said, man, should have left TMC. I left for a reason, and that reason's fine, and I have no regrets. And I went to Prime. I cannot help my mother-in-law died. Trust me, I wish she hadn't. But she did, and I can't change that. I went to Cook. I lied to myself about Cook. The job was not exactly what they made it out to be, but they've done nothing wrong. I recommended them. I turned the truck in. I drove the truck an extra 50 miles to turn it into their shop rather than just parking where they said I could park. I cleaned the truck out. They were fine. I was coming off COVID, so I had 2 weeks so that I was out of the truck anyway. So it's not like I just quit in the middle of a route. Same with RTI. As bad mouth them as I did, I dropped the truck on their yard, cleaned out. Here are the keys. You lied to me. I rented a car on my dollar and drove home. When I left Prime, I left off that 34, said I gotta go home and think about this because I've had an opportunity. I paid for my fuel out of the paycheck that I already got and the fuel to go back, so I don't owe Prime any fuel money. I don't owe them any toll money. I paid cash on the toll coming back. Prime gets a truck. Prime, see you want to see it. There was no, oh my God, you're leaving, because you're just an employee. You're just a guy, and I'm just a guy to them, and that's fine. So I have gone to a very small company. That is why you will not see the company name on anything, because, I'm saying, you'll notice I didn't tell you where I'm working, because I don't want you to know where I'm working. I want you to mess it up for me. This is a very small company, but I happen to know two people that work here, and they've been hammered on me to come here. And so I saw an opportunity to lease purchase a truck. Now, I am going to have to get in a loaner for 3 weeks because the truck I'm leasing is brand new and has not been delivered yet. I will put mile one on it unless it's the lead vehicle. It is true lease purchase. It is dry van. No more washouts, no more reefer fuel. And being a smaller customer, no more Walmart distribution centers, no 15-hour chicken loads. And I get 85% of the load as opposed to the 72% I was getting at Prime. And I'm buying a truck. I am leasing it through a different company than the one I'm working for. So it's, it's kind of the similar lease purchases you hear about, where I'm leasing from one company, kind of like Success Leasing. I'm leasing from this company. I'm hauling freight for this company. It is not load board, surprising enough, but you got to be honest with yourself in this life. And one thing I am, and to back up a little bit, Landstar, Travis Kinley, Johnson Logic, they are constantly talking to brokers. They're constantly working their load. I talked to Travis the other day, and he was just like, man, I did this with the broker, and I worked that with the broker, and I got this relationship with the broker. I suck at over-the-phone conversations, especially with brokers. So I was like, man, I really, this opportunity, I don't have to do a broker. I have a coordinator who asks me where I want to go, tells me what he's got in the area, and then he deals with the broker. You're an idiot. How are you ever going to run a business if you can't talk to customers? You've never met my wife. See? YouTube. Snippet. You see what I want you to see. I have the best salesperson in the world in my house. So when I start my own business at some point with trucks that I own, I already have my marketing director lined up. I have my CEO lined up because she's going to run the show anyway, right? I don't know. I'm not well versed in safety. I happen to be best friends with a guy who was safety for a mega carrier. You don't think I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse when the time is right? But I have a plan. How many times have you heard me say, I have a plan? My plan was to purchase a truck from Prime. That didn't work. I could have stayed and been a lease operator at Prime until they decided it was in their best interest to open up lease purchase and then put $14,000 down to lease purchase a truck through Prime, and in 3 years paid it off and had a truck. Could have done that. They took that opportunity away from me at the time when I needed it, because I was on a short-term lease, because my lease was 4.5 months from being up. I had to make a decision, and I didn't have, I'll just hang out till my lease is up and then make a decision. No, because then what if they still have lease purchase? There's no trucks to order. I don't want to do another standard lease. I've got my plans. I know what I'm doing. I know what my bank account looks like. I know my financial situation. So this opportunity opened up, and it opened up at the right time. You may call that a coincidence. You know what I call it. But that's me. You do you. So we moved on. Don't hate Prime. You should go there. Great starter company. But for where I am and for where I need to get and to where my future plans take me, I was ready to make the jump. I started out as a company driver. I then went as a standard lease driver. And now I'm a lease purchase driver. So that is why it is so important to have a plan, and so important to be flexible, and so important to pray, in my opinion. I didn't take any of these decisions lightly. I worked my butt off. I made Prime happy. But in that last 3 weeks at Prime, I just knew I can do it on my own. I have no fear in this decision because I know where I'm going. and I've got the plan. And if it hurts your feelings, you know what? Quick word for the haters. I know what's going to happen to my subscribers. I've seen it. That's fine. This is not an airline or an airport. No reason to announce your departure. I'm sorry if you don't agree with my life choices, but when I'm dead, nobody's going to ask you what you thought. So for those of you who have constantly supported me, thank you. I will occasionally make videos, show you how that owner-operator life is going, and I'm going to get where I'm going because it's not over until I win. I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. I hope people, oh, don't give up on your dreams. I'm not giving up on my dreams. I'm furthering my dreams. Unfortunately, with the way things happened, I couldn't do that at Prime, and I wasn't going to wait around for it to fit in their business model to do it. I have no regrets. Life's too short. I got to get where I'm going. So, on that note, I will be getting my truck. I am in Chicago. I'll give you that information, where we're going to get 8 to 12 inches of snow. So while I'm supposed to leave in the morning, I've already extended my hotel stay and said, you know what? We're going to give it another day. So hopefully Thursday, if not Friday, we'll be out hauling some freight. So keep you updated. Thanks for the support. God bless, and let's get rolling.